béèrè lọ́wọ́ Naira Marley pé báwo ni Sam Larry ṣe jẹ́ sí, ó náà rí òun ni, ó da ibo ni ọ̀rẹ́ ń gbé, ó lóun ò mọbi tó ń gbé. Ó ní pé báwo ni ó ṣe jẹ́ sí again, ó náà rí òun ni, ibo ló ń gbé, ó lóun ò mọbi tó ń gbé. Báwo lẹ ṣe máa jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ tó ní mọbi tó ọ̀rẹ́ ń gbé? Ó da, what is the occupation? Occupation wo ni Sam Larry ń ṣe, iṣẹ́ wo ló ń ṣe? Ó lóun ò mọ̀. Arábìnrin CY Adébánjọ tí ó jẹ́ ìyàwó sí olóògbé, àwọn jọ wà ní Mylands House táwọn jọ ń ṣiṣẹ́ eré nígbà náà. Ó ní ìgbà táwọn dẹ̀jọ wà ń bẹ̀, ọ̀rẹ́ tímọ́ ni àwọn táwọn jọ jẹ́ ọlọ́rọ̀. Arábìnrin ìyàwó Mohbad CY ó dẹ̀ ń jẹ́ kó yé gbogbo ayé pé òun àti Naira Marley ò ń ṣe ọlọ́rọ̀. Naira Marley fi ìdí èhùn tẹ̀lé pé ọ̀rẹ́ ni àwọn dẹ̀jọ jẹ́ ọlọ́rọ̀.
Kilarigbo TV, ìkànnì amúlùdún àkọ́kọ́ tó ń gbé àṣà àti ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ Yorùbá lárugẹ.
Justice for Mohbad, justice for all, justice for one, justice for all. No justice, no retreat, no surrender. We pin down until we get justice. Ó pe Naira Marley kò ráyè wá sí orí àga, ṣùgbọ́n ó pè ní orí amóhùnmáwòrán. Ó dẹ̀ gbé sórí system orí ayélujára tí gbogbo wa mọ̀ sí laptop. Àwọn nǹkan tí adájọ́ béèrè lọ́wọ́ Naira Marley ni pé báwo ni ó ṣe jẹ́ sí Mohbad. Ó dẹ̀ ká mọ̀ pé òun ni ọ̀gá ẹ̀, gẹ́gẹ́ bí gbogbo ayé ṣe mọ̀ pé òun ni ọ̀gá fún Mohbad olóògbé. Ó béèrè lọ́wọ́ Naira Marley pé báwo ló ṣe mọ ìyàwó olóògbé sí Mohbad. Ó ní pé ìyàwó olóògbé Mohbad ni arábìnrin CY Adébánjọ tí ó jẹ́ ìyàwó sí olóògbé, àwọn jọ wà ní Mylands House táwọn jọ ń ṣiṣẹ́ eré nígbà náà. Ó ní ìgbà táwọn dẹ̀jọ wà ń bẹ̀, ọ̀rẹ́ tímọ́ ni àwọn táwọn jọ jẹ́ ọlọ́rọ̀. Arábìnrin ìyàwó Mohbad CY ó dẹ̀ ń jẹ́ kó yé gbogbo ayé pé òun àti Naira Marley ò ń ṣe ọlọ́rọ̀. Naira Marley fi ìdí èhùn tẹ̀lé pé ọ̀rẹ́ ni àwọn dẹ̀jọ jẹ́ ọlọ́rọ̀. So bí àárín yẹn ṣe rí nìyẹn nípa títí olóògbé ìyàwó ẹ̀. Ẹlẹ́kejì tẹ̀tún ni pé ó béèrè lọ́wọ́ Naira Marley pé báwo ni Sam Larry ṣe jẹ́ sí, ó náà rí òun ni, ó da ibo ni ọ̀rẹ́ ń gbé, ó lóun ò mọbi tó ń gbé. Ó ní pé báwo ni ó ṣe jẹ́ sí again, ó náà rí òun ni, ibo ló ń gbé, ó lóun ò mọbi tó ń gbé. Báwo lẹ ṣe máa jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ tó ní mọbi tó ọ̀rẹ́ ń gbé? Ó da, what is the occupation? Occupation wo ni Sam Larry ń ṣe, iṣẹ́ wo ló ń ṣe? Ó lóun ò mọ̀. Báwo lèèyàn ṣe máa jẹ́ mílíọ̀nìà tó lówó tó jẹ́ gbajúmọ̀ tó dẹ̀jọ́ rẹ̀ ti tìwọ́ tí wò tún mọ irúṣẹ́ tó ń ṣe? Ó lóun ò mọṣẹ́ tó ń ṣe. So àwọn nǹkan tí wọ́n béèrè lọ́wọ́ Naira Marley nìyẹn. Wọ́n tún wá béèrè pé báwo ni Mohbad ṣe jẹ́ sí ní ẹlẹ́kejì. Another lawyer ló tún béèrè bẹ́ẹ̀. Ó ní ọmọọṣẹ́ tòun ni. Ó dé, okay, ọmọọṣẹ́ ni Mohbad. Ó ní bẹ́ẹ̀ ni, okay fine. Manager Mohbad báwo lè jẹ́ sí ẹ? Naira Marley ó fìdí òǹtẹ̀ lù pé manager Mohbad jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́, ó jẹ́ cousin tòun, Babatunde ni orúkọ ẹ̀, cousin tòun ni manager. Báwo ni cousin ẹ̀ ṣó ṣe máa wà pẹ̀lú Mohbad tó wá jẹ́ pé ìjà ṣẹlẹ̀ láàrin wọn, ó ti depart. Kí ló wá fi kan títí ẹ níbẹ̀ tó wá fi jẹ́ pé Mohbad wá fi wá padà sí ọ̀rọ̀ pé bóyá pé ó dá dúró tí manager àti Mohbad tí wọ́n jọ sí mọ́? Kí ló fàjà wọn? Ó lóun ò mọ̀, òun kàn mọ̀ pé ó dá dúró ni. Okay, báwo ni manager tí ẹ ṣe jẹ́ sí wọ? Ṣé ó ń ṣiṣẹ́ London? Ó ní kò ṣiṣẹ́ London tòun o, kò ṣiṣẹ́ kankan ní under tòun ju pé àbúrò tòun ni, cousin ló jẹ́ sóun, bọ̀ ọ̀dọ̀ Mohbad ló ti ń ṣiṣẹ́ tí Mohbad jẹ́ ń san owó oṣù fún. Mohbad ń san owó oṣù fún, ọ̀n jẹra wọn lówó nígbà tó wà láyé. Kí wá ló fàjà? Kò rí àárín yẹn sọ, network fail. Àkọ́kọ́ náà ìgbà tèmi náà dé orí tí mo dé kóòtù lénìí, mo ní olówó ṣe ohun gbogbo tán, ìyá ní ó jọmọ ọtá ní ká kọ́lọ̀ ṣe gbogbo wa lólówó, kọ́ṣẹ́ ọmọ wa lólówó. So that is it. Kò sẹ́ni tó kọjá òfin ní abẹ́ òfin Nàìjíríà, kò sẹ́ni tó kọjá òfin. Ṣùgbọ́n ìdí àtìtúmọ̀ tó fi ní pé òun ò ráyè wá, tí ìjọba dẹ̀ fi gbà láyè láti jẹ́ kó ṣe program tiẹ̀ ní orí system, ó yé ìjọba, ó yé gbogbo wọn. So mi ò lè sọ pé bí yóò kọjá òfin. Ṣó ti yé yín? Ipò tó wà, nǹkan tó ṣe, bó ṣe sọ excuses tó gbélé wọn lọ́wọ́ tó fi ní kó ṣe lórí social media, òun ni ó yé gbogbo wọn, mi ò mọ̀ pé yẹn. So that is that. Lórí justice for Mohbad, I'm pleading and I'm begging Nigerian youths, don't let us to retreat. Ẹ jẹ́ ká máa push it, we are going there. A dẹ̀ ti fẹ́ débẹ̀. torí ọ̀sẹ̀ tó kọjá lọ pé nọ́ọ̀sì wá, nọ́ọ̀sì náà kọ́ àlàyé títí ẹ̀ ó rò. So láì ọ̀rọ̀ tí nọ́ọ̀sì sọ pọ̀. Ara nǹkan tí nọ́ọ̀sì sọ ni pé wọ́n béèrè lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ pé nínú ilé Mohbad báwo ló ṣe débẹ̀, ìgbà wo ló débẹ̀, aago tó débẹ̀, ó ṣàlàyé aago tó débẹ̀. Ìyàwó olóògbé dẹ̀ jẹ́ kó yé wa ní pé òun ti pe nọ́ọ̀sì láti ìjọ́ tí Mohbad ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ń bleed bọ̀ ìjọ́ kejì ni nọ́ọ̀sì ráyè wá, tí gbogbo yín bá rántí. Ó níjọ́ kejì ni nọ́ọ̀sì rí àyè wá dá àwọn lóhùn. Nọ́ọ̀sì náà fìdí òun tẹ̀lú pé ìgbà tóun débẹ̀ o tó ṣílẹ̀kùn fóun tóun wọlé, òun bá Mohbad ní inú ilé níbi tó sùn sí. Ó béèrè bó ṣe sùn lọ́wọ́ mọ́ nọ́ọ̀sì pé báwo ni Mohbad ṣe wà sí. Ó ló sùn bọ̀ ìgbà tó wọnú ilé, tí nọ́ọ̀sì wọnú ilé tó lọ bá tó fẹ́ gbé Mohbad wọnú ilé, ó ní pé ó gbé Mohbad ó tẹ gẹrẹgẹ wọlé ni. Yorùbá mi ò yé yín. So ẹni tí ó wà òkè tí nǹkan kan ò ṣe táre ò ṣe táre ẹ̀ dáadáa gẹ́gẹ́ bí ìyàwó ẹ̀, ó ní kò sí nǹkan kan tó ṣe ní ìgbà tí Mohbad wà, ó kàn ní small injury ni nọ́ọ̀sì dé. Ìgbà tí nọ́ọ̀sì treat ẹ̀ ní gbogbo ẹ̀ yíwọ́. So èmi wò pé nọ́ọ̀sì yẹn bó bá ṣe fẹ́ sí ni nǹkan téèyàn bá fẹ́ ló máa fẹnu ara ẹ̀ sọ, fúnra oníkọ́ ló máa fẹnu ara ẹ̀ pé kú. Èmi kàn believe pé ẹ kó yọ okùn lọ́rùn ara ẹ̀, nǹkan tó bá mọ̀ gẹ́lẹ́ ni kó sọ láì fi kún láì yọ kúrò. Nọ́ọ̀sì ó débì kan ó ní pé orí Mohbad nínú ilé. Ìyàwó Mohbad jẹ́ kó yé wa pé kò sí ọ̀kan tó ṣe ara ẹ̀ dá. Ṣó ti yé yín? Ìwọ tó dẹ̀ pé kó wá treat ẹ̀. Ó ní pé nígbà tó débẹ̀ tó fẹ́ gbé lọ sínú ilé, inú yàrá bí tó wà tó ń gbé tó jẹ́ living room ẹ̀ tóun àti ìyàwó ẹ̀ jọ ń sùn, inú yàrá yẹn ó gbé kúrò nínú ibẹ̀. Mi ò mọ̀ ìdí tó fi máa gbé kúrò nínú yàrá bí tó ń sùn gangan tó máa sọ gbé lọ sínú yàrá ọmọ láti lọ treat ẹ̀. Kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀ nínú yàrá bí tó ń sùn? Ṣé ti understand? Ní ìgbà tó tún máa gbé kúrò nínú yàrá bí tó ń sùn tó máa gbé lọ sínú yàrá ọmọ ẹ̀ láti lọ tọ́jú ẹ̀, ó gbé ẹ mọ̀ fóònù mi rèé mo mú dání báyìí, bí èèyàn ṣe mú fóònù dání rèé. Káwọ́ sọ pé èèyàn ṣe mọ̀ pé bí èèyàn ṣe gbọ́dọ̀ dúró ni, ọ̀hún fọwọ́ kọ dání báyìí wọlé, ó wá gbé báyìí, ó fọwọ́ kọ wọnú ilé. Ìgbà tó máa gbé sínú mọ́tò ó gbé lẹ́ngẹ́lẹ́ngẹ́. That means pé nǹkan ti ṣe Mohbad kó tó di pé wọ́n rọ̀ṣẹ̀ lọ sí hospital according to nurse o. Ó ní bó ṣe gbé lẹ́gẹ́lẹ́gẹ́ wọnú mọ́tò lélẹ́yìí. So òun fúnra rẹ̀ ní kó fẹnu ara ẹ̀ sọ èyí tó fẹ́ nínú ọ̀rọ̀.
While we are still on the inquest, and as in evidence láti different witnesses, as in gather facts and certain facts náà la gather lẹ́ni from testimony tí Naira Marley ti fún wa ní court àti the ongoing testimony tí late Mohbad's lawyer náà fún wa ní court. But one common factor ta dictate was the fact pé because the lawyer to Mohbad, to late Mohbad, specifically stated pé there was a dispute between the Marley record àti late Mohbad while after he left the label, and Naira Marley also confirmed that Mohbad ní dispute pẹ̀lú his manager, that's Mohbad's manager. Eventually I find out pé the manager is Naira Marley's cousin. So but Naira Marley himself said ní issue personal issue pẹ̀lú Mohbad, pé after tí Mohbad ti kúrò òun ti severe relationship pẹ̀lú Mohbad, and we were trying to inquire as to whether it was the dispute tó jẹ́ kí òun severe relationship pẹ̀lú ẹ̀, ó dẹ̀ ní òun ní any dispute. However, inquiries were made as to the contract tó wà láàrin òun àti late Mohbad, which he mentioned that it was not a contract that was specific about the period, but it was a contract as to number of albums tí tó yẹ kí Mohbad ṣe fún and all. And he still mentioned that the royalties of Mohbad were still available, and he was waiting for the outcome of the matter so that the right representative of Mohbad will be able to claim the royalties that accrues to him.
ẹ jẹ́ kí mi béèrè ní Yorùbá pé
Okay.
àwọn ìbéèrè yìí tí ẹ béèrè lọ́wọ́ Naira Marley actually
Yes.
tí ẹ béèrè jẹ́ pé to some extent inú tèmi dùn fún àwọn ìbéèrè yẹn ǹjẹ́ lè bá wa sọ àwọn ìbéèrè yẹn àti pé kí ló prompt ìbéèrè yẹn.
Okay, ìbéèrè àkọ́kọ́ tí mo béèrè lọ́wọ́ Naira Marley ni wípé òun ní pé òun ò ní issue pẹ̀lú Mohbad, but cousin manager Mohbad tó jẹ́ cousin òun ló ní issue pẹ̀lú Mohbad. However, before then òun ò explain pé there's a relationship pẹ̀lú òun àti manager Mohbad previously. Òun kàn paint as pé manager Mohbad before we were able to discover, because I needed láti cast mind back see some of the statements tí Wumi Cynthia submitted before the court to expressly state pé manager Mohbad nígbà yẹn tó jẹ́ Tunde was Naira Marley's cousin, and it was needed we needed to know, because while Naira Marley claimed that he had no personal issues with Mohbad and that it was his manager that had issues with Mohbad, we wanted to know the extent to which Naira Marley had, being the boss of the label, had tried to mediate, because of course Mohbad being his signee and Mohbad's manager being his cousin. And I remember that you cannot bear a question since Mohbad's manager was not part of the label, how did he meet? How was he able to come in contact with Mohbad? And Naira Marley said he met Mohbad in the company. Mohbad met him and decided to choose him as his manager, that he did not appoint a manager for Mohbad. Anyways, it was just to clarify the issues. Eventually, ìgbà tí lawyer Mohbad, late Mohbad, and came into the witness box, and he stated the fact that Mohbad specifically told him that there's a dispute pẹ̀lú òun àti Malian record, and which eventually it was when we inquired further, it had to do with our unpaid royalties at the time Mohbad kúrò lọ́dọ̀ Malian record. But the evidence are still on. We are on recess, and more questions will be put across to the lawyer.
Gẹ́gẹ́ bí time tí a ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ bí over 3 hours.
Yes, please.
Ǹjẹ́ à ń rí headway sí nǹkan tí ó ti ṣẹlẹ̀ lẹ́yìn inú court?
Yes, àwọn fact kankan jáde, and those facts are what have been stated already. Okay. And these facts are useful facts for the coroner inquest láti lò to arrive at its just conclusion.
Ọ̀rọ̀ kan wà tí Naira Marley sọ wípé kọ́ má lè re-arrest or re-invite àwọn kan wà nínú ilé pẹ̀lú Mohbad. 48 hours trial is death, 24 hours trial is death. Ǹjẹ́ ọ̀rọ̀ tó ní relevance ni?
Well, it's within the purview of the police, and of course, that is what would happen in any circumstance where investigation is to be made.
Orúkọ yín ní ẹ̀kan sí.
Okay, orúkọ mi ni. Nurse. Well, as it stands, everybody tó bá wà involved to play a role or any role at any point in time during the period the incident wáyé must come, and that is the essence of the nurse coming, because eventually some revelations were made as to those who were with her, with him, or with her, with the nurse at the point in time táwọn tó wọ́n administer àwọn treatment, àwọn first aid treatment tó administer yẹn. So, and there were facts that was revealed. No, our facts kankan jáde as to what was administered and as to the side effect of àwọn kìíní tó administer. Well, and the fact remains that our testimony now was very essential. Láti also get our facts kankan. It might not be a fact to relate more in content effect, but ó máa relate ó máa contribute more in content findings coroner inquest. because since pé òun ti play role ó dẹ̀ state àwọn facts tó surround role tó ń play àwọn kankan náà play wọ́n state àwọn roles náà tó surround àwọn facts tó surround roles tó ń play náà so tá bá fi one or two tá bá add wọn sí papọ̀ we will be able to arrive at some certain facts tó wà uncontroverted and that is what transpired at the last adjourned date in court. I would have to check my records because honestly, every new proceedings has a new, we prepare ahead of time so that we are specific about witnesses. But I remember that for the nurse, I remember that I asked her a very salient question that had to do with diagnosis. And when the issue of diagnosis came about as to our participation and the medications that she administered, if she diagnosed before those were administered and all. There were several other questions that were asked. I would have to revert to my record, not to remember. I just don't want to guess. Okay, thank you. Yes, I think that was related to that question I asked. I asked that while she was administering, because she said, we won't administer 10 ml. And while she had administered 2 ml, and he started having goosebumps and he wanted to throw up, she stopped. At that point in time, she stopped the medication as she dropped the injections down. So she said when she now left out pẹ̀lú DJ Bami láti lọ get nǹkan tó máa suppress our reactions yẹn, òun fi medication yẹn sílẹ̀ síbi tó òun filẹ̀ síbẹ̀, and she left other persons with the disease at that point in time. So I think that was part of the questions that were thrown to her. So she clarifies the hair on that too.
Kilarigbo TV, ìkànnì amúlùdún àkọ́kọ́ tó ń gbé àṣà àti ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ Yorùbá lárugẹ.